I'm just letting you know this, but you make people feel like the most important person in the room. I think you have, whether your life experiences made you who you are today, you developed this or you were just kind of born with it. I don't really know. I've only known you for, a little more than a decade. How do you feel like your personality plays into the success of your company in the sense that of the, developing the culture, the mindset, the expectation of how people treat each other? How do you convey? It's one thing to have that, but it's another thing to be able to teach people that or allow people to grow in a way that supports your expectations. How do you go about teaching that? And is it, I guess, something that you really put a lot of emphasis on?
Yeah, I mean, those are, first of all, thank you for the kind words. I
Sure.
think that to sort of strip it all away, I just like making people feel good. I want people to feel special in our restaurants. I feel like I care deeply about like hospitality, and it makes me feel good. And I feel like, I don't know, my purpose is to do this, right? This is my life's work, you know? So I also think that it isn't that much effort to make somebody else feel really good, and like in turn that you feel good, and there's something really like religious about that, or almost spiritual, and I want that in our restaurants. That as we grow, that is the $1 million question. That is the hardest thing to do is to teach, and I think that we put a lot of emphasis on like customer feedback and attaining that, and then applying that to the way that we do things. But I don't know. I mean, it's, this is a fucking very competitive industry that we're in right now. And I think that our jobs are to make people feel good and to give memories and to make memories. And so you use food and you use service and you use a wine list or whatever, a soundtrack, to just take people the hours that they've given to you or the money and say, we're in this together. And we are going to like strengthen our relationship together. And I want you to leave here and never forget about this experience. And that could be like a coffee and donut in the morning, which, has the greatest impact. Like you can go, we all have stories of those things. It doesn't need to be 20 courses at a whatever. It could be an exchange. It could be somebody giving you, I don't know,
that breakfast sandwich at Gafar
fucking breakfast
and changed your life.
Dude, it's so good.
Oh my God, dude.
It's so good.
It took me like 5 years to actually eat one, but after I ate it, I was just like, I'll forever remember where I was. It was like Sunday morning, Rittenhouse Square, perfect day. And I bit into that thing. I was like, Mike Solomonov, I fucking hate you.
I would say also, Eli Kulp, I hate you, because I would always get the bread plate at High Street.
Sure.
And people are like, well, let's go for brunch. And I'm like, I'm just going to eat bread and butter, But
revert back in your 2-year-old self.
But
that's
the
best possible way.
That's it, though. That's what it's about. It's your 2-year-old self. It's saying like, I don't need all the bells and whistles. I want to make you feel good, And so bread and butter is a great way to do it. Yeah. And your bread and butter plate is fucking amazing.
Yeah.
So good.
There's something so great about owning
it's cultured butter, though.
Cultured
right?
butter, yeah, we did that, yeah.
What's the process of cultured butter?
Just essentially making it creme fraiche, letting it sit on top of your bread oven overnight and get really sour, and then whipping that into butter.
And that's it? Do you whip it and then separate it and you get buttermilk and then butter, or do you just whip it?
You just whip it and then you automatically separates that. Yeah.
Right, but then you use the buttermilk.
Yeah, we have that. We use that for other areas in the kitchen. No, that was great, for sure.
Now we're distracted because you're thinking about bread and butter.
Yes,
I know.
yes.
See what it does?
I forget, derailed it for us. No, but like just going back to the culture, because there's nothing more important than developing a great culture, and you can't do that without taking care of yourself. Like you can get away with lying and manipulating for a while.
Yeah, I would say that the other side of this too is I've spent like so much of my life fucking taking from people and being a self-centered asshole and just taking and taking and taking. And real hospitality is the opposite of that. Right? Yeah, it's trying to give as much of yourself as you can for the benefit of somebody else's feelings, right? Which I love. Wait, let me think about this. This happened years ago. But I always, and this isn't a real answer, which is my middle name, is not giving actual answers or articulating what answer you need to a question, but it's there was a 8 top sitting at Zahav years ago, and it was like parents and kids, and the kids were probably in their 20s, and they were eating, and I could tell that like there was something emotional happening there. And then at the end of their meal, they the parents cracked open one of those like Halloween packages of like Reese's peanut butter cups, right?
Yeah.
And they were all eating Reese's peanut butter cups. And in that moment, I knew that they were mourning, or they were grieving, or they were celebrating some birthday or anniversary of like somebody that had died, probably their kid, who fucking loved Reese's peanut butter cups. And the reason I knew that, because I could see them enjoying themselves and struggling to get through their meal, right? And I know that like on my brother's grave for like over a year was a package of Sour Patch Kids. And so the fucking junk food to celebrate, this dessert at Zahav together, the idea that they want to include us and they trust us to be part of that is like why we do what we do.
Hey everyone, thank you so much for watching this episode of Chef Radio Podcast. If you like what you hear, check us out on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts. You'll hear full-length episodes of me interviewing chefs from all over the country and the world. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and all that stuff. Share it with your fellow chefs and food enthusiasts. So until next time, I'm Eli Kulp. Thank you for watching. And remember to keep pushing yourself to be better and be kind to each other.